right, now we're gonna walk through the French knot stitch. For all of these stitches right now, I'm gonna use 3 strands of embroidery floss. That being said, you should definitely practice with different thread counts. That way you can see the differences between each version so that you know which one to use for each project. All right, so for the French knot, we're gonna come right up from the bottom. And we're gonna do, I like to do 3. We're gonna point the needle away from your piece and wrap it around about 3 times. It's very important that you hold all your thread tight and go straight down. That way you're not allowing your thread to knot in a way that you don't want it to knot. You're definitely making a knot right now, but if you don't hold all your work nice and tight, you could knot your thread up in a way that is not the desired look. So I like to hold it tight the whole way through to get the desired effect. I also love using these heat erasable fabric pens. They just help so much with my placement. It takes the guesswork out. You can spend the time to put them in the exact right spot, and then that way you just throw your iron on when you're done and it erases all of them like magic. And that might quite possibly be my favorite part. So I'm wrapping 3 times around, but you could also experiment with wrapping more, with wrapping less. It's just gonna make a bigger or a smaller knot. So let's go ahead and do one with, say, 4, and maybe you can see the difference on here. All right, so this one, we'll go ahead and do 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm putting my needle in place. I'm pulling tight and dragging my knot all the way to the base. Threading through and holding, my finger's getting caught. So this knot got a little bit bigger compared to these ones. It got a little bit messy at the end because I totally snagged it on my finger, so that was unfortunate. But let's do 2 turns this time. And you can see that that knot is significantly smaller. So all of this means the exact same thing too when you're doing more thread count. So when your thread count is higher, you're gonna definitely have a larger knot. When it's smaller, you're gonna have a smaller knot right off the bat. There you go. That is your French knot. Way easier than you think, and definitely take the time to sit there and practice. I always suggest getting a scrap piece of felt or fabric and just draw out some different patterns with a heat erasable pen or pencil, and then that way you can just sit there and practice until you're so confident that you're doing these stitches in your sleep. All right, go ahead and check out some of my other videos about the other stitches that you can do.